Welcome back to the Deep Dives, everybody. Today we're going to be tackling a pretty major development coming out of Russia.
Yeah, this is a big one.
So, Russia has just straight up declared that the Zaporizhzhia Nuclear Power Plant, I mean, that's the biggest one in all of Europe.
The largest.
The largest in Europe, yeah. It's now a fully integrated Russian nuclear facility. And I don't think this is just them saying like, oh, we're running the place now.
No.
This sounds a lot more permanent, right? They're claiming ownership over this thing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And we're basing this on the Russian Foreign Ministry statement that just came out yesterday, March 25th. It basically says, this is ours. This is part of Russia now. Deal with it, pretty much, right?
Settled fact were the words they used.
Yeah, settled fact. Like the international community has no choice but to just accept it as is. It's a really bold statement when you think about the implications, especially for like international law and all that.
Big time. All right, so let's break this down. What's our mission here?
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to try to understand the main points of this declaration and, try to understand why Russia thinks they can just do this. Like, what's their justification and what are they saying about the rest of the world getting involved?
So we really want to understand, like, what does this mean for the future of nuclear security, for international law, all this, looking ahead kind of stuff.
Exactly.
So let's start with that declaration itself.
Okay, so like I was saying, the Russian Foreign Ministry was extremely clear in their statement. The ZNPP is, and I quote, a Russian nuclear facility.
Yeah.
And they basically said that that this is the end of the discussion.
Yeah, and they didn't mince words at all. They said, and I'm reading directly from the statement here, no return to Ukraine, no foreign oversight. Pretty blunt.
Very.
Yeah. And then they go on to say that the transfer of the plant itself or control over it to Ukraine or any other country is impossible. I mean, they're drawing a line in the sand. What do you think?
I mean, it's a powerful statement. And they're not just talking about Ukraine. They're shutting down any possibility of international organizations getting involved, too, especially the IAEA. They're saying that these organizations, they don't have the authority, they don't have the knowledge to handle this situation.
Wow. I mean, the IAEA, it's been around forever. It's supposed to be like the gold standard for nuclear safety.
That's right. It's their whole purpose, ensuring nuclear safety and security globally.
Yeah.
So Russia basically saying, you guys are irrelevant here. That really throws a wrench into how these things are supposed to work.
Yeah, that's a massive statement.
Yeah.
So they've shut down international oversight. They're claiming it as their own. What reasons are they giving for all this?
Okay, so their main argument is nuclear security concerns.
Right.
They say that because NATO is sharing intelligence with Ukraine, it makes it impossible for anyone else to get access to the plant without risking some kind of, security breach or something.
Right. So they're saying they need to be in control to keep things safe.
Exactly. They're making it sound like it's their responsibility to prevent some kind of, catastrophe.
Yeah, but we can't forget the history here, right? This isn't something new.
Absolutely not. This whole situation started back in March 2022, right at the beginning of the invasion. The plant's been under Russian military control for almost 2 years now.
And throughout that time, the UN, the IAEA, pretty much everyone has been saying, give it back to Ukraine. You can't have a nuclear power plant in a war zone.
And for good reason. I mean, it's common sense. It's incredibly dangerous. You need stability.
Yeah. And we've seen the consequences of this occupation firsthand, right? Shelling near the plant, power outages, and constant concerns about the people working there if they're even able to operate the plant safely under these conditions. I mean, it's a scary situation.
Absolutely. It's like a ticking time bomb.
Yeah. So how's Zelenskyy responding to all this?
Well, Zelenskyy, he's been talking about the bigger picture, especially after those recent talks, right? He's saying this isn't just about the plant itself. It's about the city. It's about the people who live there, their families. He brought up the dam that got blown up and how it cut off the water supply. There are so many other things tied into this. It's not just the power plant.
Right. It's like a whole ecosystem that's been disrupted. So to sum up, Russia has made this huge announcement saying they now own Europe's largest nuclear power plant. They've rejected any kind of international involvement. And they're justifying it by saying, we're just trying to keep things safe from NATO.
Right. But they're doing all of this while they're still actively occupying the facility. And a lot of people see that as a major threat to security.
It's a complicated situation with a lot of potential dangers.
Definitely.
This is a big one, folks. Russia just claiming ownership of a nuclear power plant in another country. That's not something you see every day.
It really makes you think about the future.
Yeah, I mean, what kind of precedent does this set for the future of nuclear security? What does this mean for the power of international organizations like the IAEA? That's something to think about. Thanks for joining us on a deep dive.
See you next time.
See you next time.